Hi everyone, today we are talking about hair oils and how to apply them. So I got a few comments from people saying, Salon Guy, how do you actually apply a hair oil? Any advice on oils and things like that? So the first thing I'm going to let you know is I used to have a product called Sleek, okay? And I'm contemplating bringing it back. It's just that for as amazing as a product it just wasn't a huge seller. But it was such a unique product because of the ingredients, and you didn't really see something like this too often. It just makes you want to bring it back just because I still get requests saying, where's your Sleek product? It was the best ever. So when it comes to hair oils, the first thing you really have to understand, the first thing you have to understand, it's an oil, okay? What does oil usually do? It's usually slippery, very, very sleek. It adds shine to the hair. So if you're somebody who is using a hair oil and you've got maybe very, very fine hair, your hair is maybe on the dirty or greasier side, you sweat all the time, putting it in oil on your hair may actually make it very, very lifeless. You may lose a lot of volume because the hair is so soft and so silky that the chances are your hair will fall flat most of the time when you're using a hair oil in general. I would mostly only use hair oils, or the one that I had, throughout my career in general, on people who had very, very dry hair, very, very coarse hair, dull, had no shine to it. I needed something to help smooth out the hair while blow drying. And I know there's been a lot of hair oils that have come out from different manufacturers, or people just launching products just to launch products, thinking there's a lot of benefits to them, when in fact, yeah, there may be some benefits or great ingredients, right? 19 different hair oils in one. Doesn't matter. A hair oil is going to basically do the same thing no matter what. It's going to weigh your hair down. It's going to make your hair very, very soft and silky. And I mean, that's it. I've been a hairdresser for over 25 years. I know what products do to hair. I've used numerous hair oils. Most of the time are serums. You're using them to smooth the hair, to give the hair shine, to make it less dull, dry, frizzy. That's what I would use hair oils for, okay? So the next thing is how do you apply a hair oil? So let's just say, and I have two mannequins here. Here's one mannequin, okay, a male mannequin that's got fairly longer hair. Then I have a second mannequin with just really dry blonde hair. It could be something that, your hair's over processed, you've done a lot of highlights to it, a lot of lightening to it. It's lost a lot of that shine. It's just very, very dull looking and it feels like straw. When you're using a product because it's lacking what your hair has. So if you want shine, if you need a silky texture, that's when you would introduce something like this to your hair. If your hair is already silky smooth, if it lays flat to your head all the time, you don't want to be using hair oil because it's just going to make it lay that much flatter. Now, if you do want a hairstyle like this, okay, you just like the feeling of a hair oil in your hair, then that's totally fine. And keep in mind, this is another thing that I have to tell you up front. Out of the numerous amounts of hair oils or serums out there, some are heavier than others. I've used some that literally, it's like putting ice on your hands, like on the hair. It's so silky, it's almost too much for the hair. It makes the hair too soft that you can't do anything with it, all right? And it's just too heavy, makes your hair very oily. There are products out there and brands that they don't have the best types of these products, in my opinion. And that's why I go back to this product here, which again, I don't have it anymore. It's called Sleek. And after, a lot of testing to make sure this was the right one, I was happy with it. It wasn't heavy. You do have ones that do the job just well enough that you can use it on a variety of hair types, and it's not going to weigh the hair down or make the hair feel very, very heavy. Okay, so you have to really find that right one. And there's a mix out there. The only way to know is just by trying and experimenting, okay? So what I do is there's a variety of different types of application methods. One, if the hair is damp or wet and you're going to blow dry the hair, that's where I use something like a serum, or I'm using that product to help blow dry into the hair to make the hair a lot sleeker and smoother for the end result. Okay, I'm using it as a pre-styling, styling aid. So I'll apply it to damp hair, and this is the key. And this goes for even dry hair too. So I'm just going to, basically demonstrate the best way. So you want to start with maybe 2 pumps, if that, 1 to 2 pumps. And then what you do is you work it through your hands completely. Okay, your fingers, you work it through your palms, all over. And the first thing you do when you apply this is the most important thing, is where and how you apply it. You start at the ends like this, okay? What I'm doing is I'm raking the product through the ends first. I'm not going anywhere near the scalp. And you can see what I'm doing is I'm running my fingers through it. And I'm doing a heavy focus towards the ends of the hair like this, okay? I'm raking through, I'm really just almost like pulling the product through the hair, and I'm working it through like this, all even, getting the product saturated and distributed evenly throughout the hair. Notice not once have I purposely applied it to the scalp. That's where a lot of the issues are happening. If you're taking a hair oil or a hair serum and you're literally putting it on your scalp and working down like this and applying it directly, that's why you're losing all your volume. That's why your hair is getting oily at the scalp. So what you need to do is you need to gradually work towards the scalp, or it's going to get on your scalp when you run your fingers through it. See there, the palm is right on the head. Okay, the palm is right on the scalp. I'm getting the product through. Okay, I'm getting the product through, no problems whatsoever. And if you want to lightly run it through the scalp like that, just kind of pat it over. And then what you can do, you take a brush or a comb, whatever you have, while the hair is damp. And this is the wrong brush for this, but you want to just comb it all through to make sure it's perfectly evenly distributed. Okay, from all the way to the top, all the way throughout the bottom. And what that's going to do, that's going to help when you're blow drying the hair, okay, and you're locking the blow dryer in and you're pulling, and you can see the shine, the product is evenly distributed from all the way throughout the top section, all the way throughout the bottom. And that is how you properly apply a hair oil. Now, same thing on the other mannequin. Let's get this mannequin. And let's do another scenario. All right. So here is the hair. This hair is very, very, very dry, right? This blonde hair. Let's say that you want to just use this as a finishing product because the hair is maybe very dry looking, a lack of shine. So I'm going to use the same thing, maybe 1.5 pumps. I'm going to work the product through, make sure you get it through the fingers. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start throughout the bottom, start throughout the back, and I'm going to really, really emphasize running it through the ends first, okay? And I'm going to really saturate it, use my fingers to rake the product through, okay? And I'm going to lightly just distribute the product as softly and as evenly as I possibly can. Okay, remember, if your hair is totally dry, you may have a beautiful blowout that's been done, right? Or you may have your hair perfectly styled how you want it. The last thing you want to do is take a heavy hair oil or serum and just completely, make the style collapse. That's the last thing you want to do, and that's what a hair oil could potentially do, because it makes the hair so soft and silky. So what you want to do is make sure that the hairstyle is in a position and a place where you can go in and run the fingers to it, but you're also trying to keep that volume and maintain the style in itself, right? You don't want to have all this, spend all this money or spend all this time blow drying your hair, then you put an oil on and it just completely ruins it. So as you can see then, I'm now running my fingers through, but I'm raking and trying to keep and maintain that volume. I may just, if the top section is frizzy, I may just lightly pat over like this. See? Just a once over like that. And I'm just literally combing and taming the hair with my hand. And you can see how much it's really helped change the style to where now we've incorporated much more shine to the hair, and it's, you know, looks a lot healthier than it was before. So these work great on blondes, great on darker hair. Now, when would I not use a hair oil? Again, on a style like, you know, a TikToker type of hairstyle, or hair that's really, really short, or hair that's really long and you want tons of volume and lift, and then you're using a hair oil, it's just gonna weigh the hair down, okay? Another great hairstyle to apply a hair oil to is something like this. Something like that kind of anime character, or a very, very sleek, you know, emo or scene type of, where you want it to be as kind of flat to the head as possible. This is another great hairstyle and hair type to put oil on, because you want this to look super silky. And you can just see what I'm doing, just with my hand alone. See what's happening? It's becoming so shiny and polished. This is another type of opportunity where this comes in handy. I may actually revisit sleek because it works so well in the hands and in the hair, and it's not overly, you know, too oily or too silky smooth. It just gives enough shine, okay? But that's another hairstyle. Stay away from super short hair. Stay away from, if you've got very, very fine hair and you're looking for volume, if your hair gets oily a lot, if your hair is already silky and shiny, there's no need for a hair oil. So, you know, again, best for dry hair, maybe damaged hair, over-processed hair, has no shine. It feels very coarse and dry. Longer types of hairstyles. Stay away from putting it right on the scalp. Make sure you're not overusing it. Make sure you find one that is not too oily. Remember, it's an oil, okay? You don't want to be clogging the scalp. You want to make sure that you're using it the right way. It doesn't matter if it's got 19 different essential oils or whatever it is, it's still a hair oil. You have to experiment and try it out. And if you're using something, okay, and it's causing your hair to just go flat, well, you don't need an oil. Don't be fooled or tricked by it because of the marketing of it. You don't need one, okay? That's kind of why I stopped with my sleek product. It wasn't a huge seller because I'm not trying to manipulate people into thinking everyone needs a hair oil, okay? I'm just trying to be honest and say, you know, you don't need a hair oil unless your hair really needs it, you know? I don't use them that often, to be honest with you. I don't even really see many clients anymore, but I would only use it on people where I'm trying to do a blow dry to get, you know, some volume. I would cocktail it with other types of products to help counteract so it's not too flat or too silky smooth. I would only use it on people who had very, very dry, coarse hair. And it just helped me smooth the hair out. And that's why I would use it for. So let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. If you are interested in purchasing like my blow dryer or any products, use code YouTube20. That's YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com, and it's free shipping on orders in the United States with a value of over $60 after the discount code is applied. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.